Welcome everyone to another episode of Past the Six Podcast. I'm your host Jay Brown. Joining me as always is Tsunamic Wave. What's going on, brother?
Hey, yo, I'm chilling. How you feeling?
I'm good, bro. Good. No complaints. You ready to get after it?
Let's get it.
Or yo, if you guys don't know, the show is split into 5 parts. We start off with what games are currently playing. Then from there, we're going to This Week in Gaming, where we briefly talk about games that dropped throughout this week in history. Then from there, we're going to industry news. Then we each have a topic. Then we end with one gotta go or game versus. This week is my week, so I'm all good to go. Got that set up.
I don't like that smirk.
Nah, yo, it's not gonna be easy. That's what I'm gonna say. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's not gonna be easy. Just don't Will Smith me, man. Like,
nah, never, never ever. That's crazy.
Word. Yo, with that said, what games you been currently playing, bro?
Man, I've been still trying to beat this. I feel like last episode I said I was fighting the Elden Beast. Like the last, I'm literally still fighting him. Still fighting him, bro. Like it's been a week and I've been fighting him every day for a few times. And I even bought my mans to help me. We literally went through like 100 of them fur calling finger things where you could have multiplayer. Bro, it's crazy. I've been getting beat up all week. I'm still doing that. You know, I've been trying to get my battle pass up on Fortnite and Apex because you know, you don't want to waste that. You're spending your money on it. I haven't been playing no build. I still been playing no building on Fortnite. You know, I ain't with that building stuff. That's for the kids with the fast fingers. I'm old, right? I'm old now. I can't do it. So I stick to the regular shooters. So no building on Fortnite and still Apex.
All right. So for me, I played literally one game of MLB The Show 22, and I just play like Play Now, whatever it's called. Play Yankees versus, I think it defaults to the Angels, I think, because obviously Shohei Ohtani's on the cover.
Yeah, it's the Angels.
Yeah, so I just played that. So far, so to me, it's a lot smoother. You know what I mean? Just from like the way it looks, like visually is smoother too, but also the gameplay is smoother. Like the way you know throw home, throw the first. The fielding is a lot smoother. I love the way the pitching feels too. Like small things, you know what I mean? Which I think we can appreciate because a lot of games like Madden, stuff like that, sometimes they miss out on the small things and they'll try to bring in something new. And it's like, bro, just tweak this, tweak that, and we good. You know what I mean? But shots. Everybody. I know, right? But I am going to get into the co-op mode. I have not had a chance to yet. Nor have I checked out Road to the Show yet, or March to October. That's like the sped up franchise mode, and now you can do multiple years as well. Last year you can only do one, but now you can do multiple years. So I'm gonna get into that too, and that's dope. You know what I mean? Because it kind of puts the pressure on you. Because sometimes, you know, I know people who play franchise mode and they may play on easy, so you kind of go 162 and 0.
That's
you know what
crazy.
I mean? Where March to October, you don't set the difficulty. So basically, if you lose a game, they may say, "Oh, your team is cold, so you're gonna lose the next 3." Now you got to win that game. You know what I mean?
That's
for playoff
crazy.
race and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That mode is dope. I hope they made some tweaks to that, but we'll see. And I also played WWE 2K22. Obviously, we're coming off WrestleMania week. Shout out to my boy Stone Cold. He made a return for one weekend only.
What? Yo, I know. Hey man, we gotta go left a little bit. What did he do? Like, did he do the stove? What's up?
Let me know. All right. So detour. All right. Facts. So Saturday they had they advertised it like it was like just an interview segment, and they had this wrestler Kevin Owens, who's it's kind of Stone Cold. Like he doesn't like try to copy him or nothing, but he's Stone Cold like, right?
I know Kevin Owens.
Yeah, so anyway, he interviewed Stone Cold, and it was the main event. So everyone was like, okay, it's Stone Cold, we get it, but why is it the main event? Well, that's because it actually turned into a no DQ match, right? And Stone Cold came out. Of course, he came out on the 4-wheeler, right? And he came out, and and Kevin Owens was like, oh, I came out here to challenge you to a match, not to actually have an interview. So of course, Stone Cold does this patented, if you want me to whoop his ass, give me a hell yeah. Crowd goes crazy, right? Yeah. They ring the bell. He they fought, and he actually wrestled. You know what I mean? He did he took a suplex on concrete, like in the crowd. He was fighting in the crowd. Obviously he won with the stunner, of course. Crowd went crazy, clacked the beers together. So if you guys don't know, WrestleMania was 2 nights, right? I don't know if it's still because of the pandemic, but it was Saturday and Sunday. So fast forward to Sunday, Pat McAfee, who obviously came from the NFL, he was a punter, and now he obviously has a podcast. So people don't know, he commentates on SmackDown. He's very good at it too. But he had a WrestleMania match against like this young kid. He's like 22 years old, but like he shows a lot of promise. So he fought Pat McAfee. It was a good match. Pat McAfee is actually athletic as hell. Shout out to punters. You know what I mean? Like, he's doing backflips and stuff. Like, he's athletic.
Pat McAfee got the best. Well, I ain't gonna say he do, but he was in a magazine at one point for having like the best 6-pack in the NFL. Like, he do like 7-minute planks or something like that. 7-minute side planks. Okay. He do some crazy stuff when it come to the gym. Cause I be almost dying on 1-minute planks. He be doing 7-minute jumps.
Yo, so Pat McAfee, he won the match, but Austin Theory, that's the name of the guy, like the young kid. He came out with Vince. That's like Vince's right hand man. Vince don't show himself on camera. Yeah, he don't show himself on camera a lot, but he is now to kind of like, hey, I'm telling you guys, this is the next guy right here, right? So of course fans hate him because he's aligned with Vince. So Vince obviously is WrestleMania. Pat McAfee wins. He's talking trash to Austin Theory. He's talking trash to Vince McMahon, right? Yeah. So Vince McMahon was like, you want to fight me? And of course Pat McAfee in front of the crowd was like, yeah. Vince takes off his shirt. Vince 76 years old, still a little brolic. And he was like, so they had an impromptu match. Obviously, Vince won, but obviously it was, Pat McAfee, stuff like that. So Vince and Austin Theory, after they're beating down Pat McAfee, what happens? Glass shatters. Stone Cold comes out night 2. At this point, bro, the crowd is losing it. Like, people jumping up and down. He stuns Vince. He stuns Austin Theory. He stuns Pat McAfee. Takes the beer, clasps them together. Bro, I'm telling you, bro.
I thought you was gonna say he helped him out. He say he stunned all 3 of them. Got them all.
Bro, he stunned all. Yeah.
That's classic Stone Cold, bro. He just be getting everybody. He don't care about none of that.
Right.
You think he there to help you? Nah, he just there to take over. He hitting you with the stunner too. That's beautiful.
I'm telling you, it's crazy. Like, this dude Stone Cold, like, he had the crowd on. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you know how he got crowd control on lock. He's a
always.
Pro yeah, he got that on lock.
I'm gonna cut
back
this
to the years.
I'm actually just gonna cut this part out for copyright, but we can watch it. I mean, I'll cut it out. So you got the beer.
Yo, Pat McAfee not even in shape no more. I'm talking all this crazy. He not even nowhere near in the shape that he was before. Yo, that's crazy. I'm over here talking about he doing 7-minute planks. He probably can't do that no more.
Right.
He still wrestle.
But yo,
that's crazy.
Yo, WrestleMania was actually dope. Like, I wish I could watch as much as I did, but I just can't. Yeah, I mean, I don't have the time to, especially like Monday nights and stuff like that. We usually record when the shows are on. So like, but like I said, it was fun to watch. It was dope. Stone Cold, he has a beer out. I don't know if you know, but his beer is actually not that bad. It's a Broken Skull beer or whatever. But like, it's actually good. You can find it like regular store, like wherever you buy beer. But anyway,
long time to brand that. Like,
I know, right? But I mean, he had to deal with Budweiser for all these years, so he was just getting paid off it. So like, I see why. True. But anyway, with that said, let's jump into This Week in Gaming, where we briefly look back on games that dropped throughout this week in history. And kicking it off, man, we starting out with what I call a legendary game. I'm backtrack. A legendary movie. The game itself was whack. We talking about Men in Black.
Yo,
if you got,
I almost had to give you the side eye when you said the legendary game. Like,
yo, if you guys don't know, this game dropped 24 years ago on the PlayStation 1, and man, this was coming off of the era where everything was a popular movie had a game with it, right? Whether it was Planet of the Apes, Jurassic Park, Man in Black, Independence Day actually had a PC game. Basically, if you could think of it as a popular movie, it was a video game. This was like towards the end of that. Oh, that whole thing. But yeah, the game, it wasn't good at all. Like the movie, I really liked the movie. I still liked it, but the game itself was kind of whack. It tried to follow the movie, of course, guys, but this is one of the few games that we talk about that I actually would not recommend going to find. So I did pick it up. I saw it at a retro game store, and I was like, if this game is under $5, I'll buy it, right? Yeah. I was like, if it's over $5, I'm not buying it. So I went to the retro game store, tracked it down, and it was 99 cents.
Man, you wasted your $1 for this?
I know, bro. I know, right? But hey, man.
Anything so, for the collection.
Like I said, it's glitchy as all hell. It's not a good game, guys. But with that said, what's your thoughts on Man in Black the game?
Man, the movie is great.
Yes.
You know, I was always taught if I had nothing nice to say, don't say nothing. So, you know, I usually be quiet, but you know, we gotta talk. And I gotta say something. So I say this. It didn't age quite well, you know. I'm sure back in the days on the PS1 this was dope. But like you know me, I like to compare games. So like if I had to compare this to one, it'd be like Resident Evil. And this is like a real terrible job at Resident Evil, in my opinion. It's
yes,
like
100%.
Like an overview with the same gun mechanics, the same you know, they could have did it a little bit better. But like you said, this was the era where every movie had a game. But also is like, you know, it's good to note that none of the games that they made for the movies was really good.
Right. It's not just this.
Yeah. It's like, so they didn't put a ton of effort into the games. They just kind of put them out to try to get a little extra for the popularity that the movies created. So yeah, this is one of those, and like the rest of them, you really can't expect too much. So yeah, if you got $1 to waste, go ahead and cop up. But I wouldn't advise you to play this in the uptown. I'll go play at your people's crib, you know, something like that.
Yeah, nah. If you want to know the storyline, just go watch the movie. Don't even waste your time on the game. With that said, let's jump into the next game. Now, the next game is a game that I actually did like a lot. I still love this game. This game came out 21 years ago. We're talking about the Simpsons Wrestling. Now, if you know me, obviously we just talked about WrestleMania, so you know I liked wrestling. But the Simpsons Wrestling game was one of those games that I don't remember when it actually first came out. I more remember when I first played it. But I can just guess that people was like, oh, hell no. You know what I mean? Just because at the time it was you either playing WCW, ECW, or WWF. And now it's like Simpsons. I don't want to do this. But like I said, this is one of those games that it kind of reminds me of like a NFL Street, NBA Street, where you're like, I'm not playing this. But then once you actually play, you see how fun it is, right? Or like a Def Jam, like rappers fighting or whatever, wrestling. Nah, that's whack. Nah, but it's actually great. This is one of those games. The special moves are dope. It's simple to play. It's a lot of fun. If you like The Simpsons, then that's just a bonus. But even if you don't, the character's iconic enough, so you can play it. This game is, I mean, it's on the pricier side for a game that, you know, it's not like a top tier game, but it's probably like $20 in stores. That's also because it's rare. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's actually quite hard to find, but the game is dope. If you have not played it, check it out. I will say the ring is gigantic. Like as you can
huge.
See. Word. But what's your thoughts on this game, bro?
Honestly, man, I didn't even know they had this game. When I saw the notes, I was like, Simpsons Wrestling, what is this? This might be a typo. Then I put it in YouTube and saw that it wasn't, and I was like, yo, this game looked pretty dope. I'm mad I missed this, because like, you know, this came out obviously around the time Celebrity Deathmatch was kind of popular on MTV. So it's not really too hard to see a game like this being something that people could actually like. You see what I'm saying? Even though the ring is crazy. And then another thing that I like about this game that I'm seeing, because I didn't play it, is that they use certain abilities to kind of help you understand, you know, kind of help you relate to the character in a way. Like Ernie, which is the drunk, he got a bear in his hand. Flanders is, I don't know what Flanders got. Oh, Flanders got nothing, but you know, I'm sure he's saying some wild Flanders slogans that Flanders like to say when in random times and all of that stuff. And they got power moves and everything. So this game is pretty dope. This is definitely a game that, like you said, if you can find it, because it's probably rare. I didn't even know it came out.
Yep.
Go ahead and grab it and have some fun, man. Oh, find it on the emulator.
Yeah. I'm sure you can. But yeah, yo, go check out this game. It's dope. I believe it was rated T for teen, so like it does have like some obviously provocative jokes and stuff in it. But let's jump into the next game. Next game we're talking about NBA Ballers, dropped 18 years ago. Now, NBA Ballers had an interesting take on how to do what I call like a my player / franchise mode. Mm-hmm. Obviously, we're talking about the early 2000s. But yeah, I remember this game first came out. This is one of the few like basketball games that I didn't play for a while, but I remember seeing the commercial and I wanted to, you know what I mean? I was like, I know I vividly remember talking to my dad, like, I know you just bought me NBA Live, you know what I mean? Like, I know, but like, and we're talking about, this came out the same year as Live 05. That's what we're talking about, you know what I mean?
Game right there.
Right. So I'm like, I know I just got Live 05. Like, I'm showing him a dunk contest, and then like a week later I want a new game, right? He's like, hell no. like hell no. But yeah, man, like, yo, this game is dope. Like I said, obviously from a basketball standpoint, it's not as good as Live, of course, but just I like the way they did the rag to riches mode, which is kind of like what I call a my player, you know what I mean? Like, like that's what we'd call it now. And I mean, it kind of took you in the life of a ball player, of course, answering messages, obviously playing, practicing, you know, had beef and stuff like that. I thought it was dope, man. Like I said, the game is like, now looking back on it, I don't know if it'll still be dope to play. I haven't played it since for a while, but it's cheap in stores. It's like $2, you know what I mean? So if you have a PS2 or Xbox, go pick it up and check it out. What's your thoughts on this game?
I think, well, for me, NBA Ballers came at the end of like the street ball era. You know what I'm saying? Like, it came like a time where N1 and all of that was kind of like, I don't want to say falling off a cliff, but kind of disappearing. Like, you know, they kind of stopped dropping the mixtape. They wasn't on TV no more. So like this came kind of towards the end of that. And I feel like the NBA had to find a way to go to kind of keep these kind of street ball games relevant, since that wasn't really a topic anymore. Like, you know, so they tried to do this way and make it flamboyant and make it seem like this was the lifestyle NBA players kind of live. And you know, for me, this game always missed out. And I had this game, I played it. I did enjoy the gameplay, but it just the way they advertised it, I feel like it missed what they was advertising to me. Like, it didn't make me feel like a baller, just outside of the court.
Right.
Like, even with the rags to riches mode, I felt like, you know, we answered the messages and we played the games and had our little beast, but like, when did we live the lifestyle of the baller that they was trying to make us think we was gonna do when we bought the game? Like, you know what I'm saying? So I don't know. It kind of missed the lifestyle part of it.
Yeah, it did. I mean, you could select your crib and stuff like that. Like I said, I like what they went for. It didn't hit, of course, and it didn't help that you had Live out, and as well as 2K. You know what I mean?
Now, help me remember. You could choose your crib, but could you walk through it?
Yes. So I believe you can go through the house, not every room, of course, but you can go through a lot of the rooms. I believe some of the houses had like a back patio too. You know what I mean? And like, obviously there's certain options and stuff on in certain rooms and things like that. It was cool. But let's jump into the last game we're talking about this week. The last game we're talking about is a game that I never heard of until this week.
Bro, they just showed Yao Ming with the Great Wall of China as his crib. Was that? Are they serious right now? That shit was hella crazy.
I I was skipping past it. Yeah.
I couldn't let that slide. I can't believe they did that shit. I didn't realize that as a kid.
Oh my God, that's funny. Oh, the next game we're talking about is Barouqe. Now, this is the game, like I said, it dropped on the PlayStation 2 and the Wii. It dropped 14 years ago. Now, this is a game I really don't remember, to be completely honest. I don't remember hearing about it. But when I looked it up, it seems like beloved. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what happened. Like, I don't know how I missed it because, like, it's not like I don't play these type of games.
Yeah.
So, like, I really don't know how I missed it because I had the Wii and I still had the PlayStation 2, of course. But look, I do want to play it. I tried to go, like I said, when I went to the game store to pick up Man in Black, I asked about it and they was like, nah, they didn't have it. Well, he's like, it's hard to find though.
You actually
I was like,
went
all
to
right.
go buy Men in Black?
No, I know. I was asking about this game.
I
knew they had Man in the Black. No, I went to go. I went to the store to get Man in Black because I knew they'd have it. Who's buying it besides me, right? But I asked about this game. He was like, "Nah, it's hard to find because most people who have it, they hold on to it." So I was like, "All right." So I mean, I am going to track it down and play it. But have you ever heard of this game? What's your thoughts on this?
My thoughts is that you using this show to beef up your collection because you over here buying everything that we talk about on the show. And I'm just peeping that, you know. I heard it a few times. I just didn't say anything. I'm like, hold on, this man is buying everything we talk about. Cause like, why is he going to get Men in Black? But all right, back to the game. I think this is what Final Fantasy should have been around this time and play. Like, yo, just me looking at this make me a little angry at the whole Final Fantasy staff because like they was doing this back. I don't know if this is when this came out. This came out for the PlayStation. You said 1, right? 2.
The 2. PlayStation 2 and the Wii.
Oh, PS2. All right, so that's still. Come on, Final Fantasy. I could have still been putting out games in this way. And what I mean is, right, you know how in Final Fantasy you running around and you run into a enemy and then it just change scenes. It do this whole music like dun, 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 whatever, and then it warps and you go into a little a turn-based fighting scene, which is terrible. In my opinion, I know that's the art that's beloved by RPG players all over the place, but I think you could still get that same effect if you just run into the people and just beat them up like they did on a PS4 and 5 for the new Final Fantasy 7 remastered version. Like they could have been doing that on a PS2, and I didn't think they could do that because I didn't know a game like this game exists.
Right, exactly.
So even though I'm finding out years later, I'm still quite upset because that just tells me they had the capabilities of doing something better earlier and they kind of just didn't do it.
Right. But that's all we got for this week in gaming. Next week, of course, we'll have some more heat to talk about. Let's jump right into industry news and kicking it off. E3 has been canceled. Now, if you guys heard me mumble last week, we briefly mentioned E3 and I was like, if it's not canceled. It's not that I knew. I just had, I know that Summer Games Festival is a thing. Now, this is going to, instead of being early June, I think it's going to be in like mid-July or August. And basically, it's kind of it's like the same thing as E3, to be honest. Mm-hmm. And so I was like, that's kind of interesting. And especially for them to do it back-to-back months, even though it's not the same people, but we're talking about Xbox will be there, Sony will be there, Nintendo will be there, but yet they skip E3. So I was like, I don't know. So obviously E3 was canceled this year. Personally, as long as there's something to kind of take the place of it, I'm cool. Now, I will say the nostalgia side of me is a little sad about it to see it go just because E3 been around since the early 90s, you know what I mean? Yeah. With the Super Nintendo and the Sega. Like, literally, that's how games would be, and then it would go to the magazines and stuff. So I'm kind of sad to see it go, but at the same time, from a gaming standpoint, as long as we have something to replace it, I'm cool with it. But I'm like, damn, so long to E3, you know?
Yeah. I mean, is this like that? This ain't you saying so long, like for the year, right? Not for like ever.
From everything I've read, as long as if the Summer Games Festival is a success, to where PlayStation, Microsoft, Nintendo would go back, chances are E3 might be a thing of the past. They're having their own issues internally, so it's like it definitely won't ever be the same. You know what I mean? So, and I personally, my thought is it might not be there anymore. It'll just be replaced with the Summer Games Festival.
Well, hopefully the Summer Game Festival could incorporate all of the, all of the companies that make games. That way, we don't have to sit here and watch 10,000 a year. And that would be cool. I don't mind the Comic Cons and all of that, but we show us once what you're gonna come out with, unless it's something that's exclusive, and then drop some exclusive, like, oh, we got a special announcement. Like, we'll take the announcements over the big events. Not even big events, right? I mean, I'm sure it's big events for them. They got to come out pocket crazy for it. So I'll say big events. But the big events to just announce like 5 games and then show us the games that you showed us in the E3. Like, you know what I'm saying? We don't need that. So just make announcements, do the big summer festival, which is dope. It's right before the holidays and all of that. Tell us what's coming out for the holidays. And then after the holidays, do announcements until the summer festival. Like, it ain't, I mean.
Now, the only reason why I'm nervous about the Summer Games Festival, I'm happy that, again, it's not officially confirmed because the schedule's not out yet. But Nintendo said they'll be there. Microsoft said they'll be there. Sony said they'll be either. Capcom, basically all the major players, right? I'm only nervous because Summer Games Festival is ran by the same crew that does the Game Awards. And of course we had our critiques of the Game Awards. So I'm like, oh man.
You know what though, man?
I mean,
this is different. This could be different.
Right. Now, on a lighter note, I will say that it was funny because remember when we covered the Game Awards? Go back and check that out. Yeah, we did a whole episode on it. We said how basically they were trying to turn it into the Oscars of gaming, and we were like, the Oscars are boring. Why do you want to turn it to the Oscars of gaming? And now the whole thing with Will Smith happened.
Maybe the Oscars heard us and was like, yeah, top that Game Awards. You feel me? What y'all gonna do now? I bet y'all ain't got nobody slapping people on the stage and then get an award.
Right. They're like, yo, like, PlayStation gonna tell Xbox, keep my fucking games off your subscription service.
Yeah, man.
Yo, it's crazy,
bad for
bro.
my boy Chris Rock, though, man.
Yeah, man. Shout out to Chris Rock. Shout out to Will too. I've been seeing I think like 4 of his move he's got put on hold indefinitely. So
yeah, shout out. I mean, both of them kind of did what they had to do in a way.
Right.
Right. I'm not nobody to judge. So shout out to both of them, man. Hopefully they talked and settled their differences and all of that.
I see Chris ticket sales soared too. Like, I mean, I'm like I feel like a few of his shows went to sold out when they weren't, you know what I mean? So like, I'm talking about like shows the next day and stuff became sold out because they wanted to, you know what I mean? So I'm like, good. I mean, that's more cash for him. So
controversy shout out to sells, him, man.
It always does. Speaking of controversy, the next piece of news we're talking about, PlayStation Plus. We talked about that last week. It was unveiled. Of course, it's a tiered system. $10. I think it's 10, 13, 15 and 17, I believe. And obviously the $17 like one's the one where you get the PS1 games, the PS2, PS3, PSP, and of course PS4 and PS5 games. Now it has come out that there will be no games coming day one. Reason why, according to Jim Ryan, of course, of PlayStation, that is not there. That's not how they make their money. Of course, they make it selling games. Now he did say eventually games, those newer games, after they come out, will eventually come to the service, but not day one like we see on Game Pass. Now, I will say there's two ways to approach this. One, of course, fans are going to say it's BS, right? Because they're like, Xbox has it, so why can't you guys have it, of course? Now, I will call out those fans because when you ask for a service like that, that's not what you asked for. You never asked for day one games. I went back and I looked at it. You know what I mean? I spent a bunch of time looking at tweets. You asked for retro games, and that's what they gave you. You know what I mean? You didn't ask for day one games. In fact, there was a lot of people who were like getting upset about it, and you go back and look at their tweets, and it's like, I don't care about day one games. I'll buy my games. I want to play retro games. Here you go. You know what I mean? I'm like, here you go. They gave exactly what you wanted. You know what I mean? And like now you're upset. It just goes to prove that you can never fully please the gaming world, right? Like there's always going to be something. So like, again, shout out for PlayStation for fulfilling what their fans actually wanted. Like they asked for retro games. That's what you got. So you can't be upset when you didn't ask for day one games. Besides, it's like we said on when Microsoft purchased the Activision thing. There are two different companies, the way they run, the way they make their money. Xbox is obviously backed by Microsoft, so they have a lot more money to play with. You know what I mean? Sony, the PlayStation is a division of Sony. So like what happens is like they have their own budget and balance, and so that they can't afford to just, here you go, take it, right? If that's the case, the service would probably be like $30 a month. Where Microsoft, they could just dump cash into it, whatever, right?
Yeah.
So it is what it is. I will say, majority of the games that come there are first party anyway. So just go buy I'm sorry, third party. So just go buy a Series S then. You know what I mean? If you want to not have to pay for certain games, who said you can't have both? You know what I mean? We had both last gen, and the current gen we will have both eventually when we get our hands on a PlayStation 5. So I don't see the big deal in it, to be honest. I think it's dope that we'll be able to play some PSP games, PS3, PS2, PS1. So what's your thoughts on that?
I mean, my question is, what did you expect? I literally said this when they announced the price points and what you get for each price point. I said that it makes no sense for you to get 750 games and then expect to get day one release. It makes no sense. You're pretty much getting a whole catalog for $18 a month, and then you want the free games on top of it. They would absolutely not make no money like that. So it's not the same as Xbox. Xbox is doing retro grain, only 100. First of all, only 100 at a time. Then they push some in and some out. They cycle it. And then that allows them to do the day one release because they've been doing it for years too. So they probably done started turning a profit at this point. Who knows? They've been doing it for a long time. They went up in price like years ago. Like PlayStation, they're just starting this. So if you want day one release, you got to give them some time to first try to attempt to turn a profit. They don't even know how many people going to subscribe to this subscription.
Right.
So like y'all asking for stuff and y'all didn't even support yet. It is almost lunacy. Like make no sense. You complaining you ain't even got it in your hand. You don't know what games you got. Nothing. They could have all the God of Wars on there. They can have all of the greatest hits. And then what you gonna say? You still gonna be complaining about day one releases? That is absolutely insane. If you are complaining, facts. If you are complaining right now about day one releases as a PlayStation holder, and you don't have no idea what those 750 games is, or you don't even have no intention of paying for the subscription, you probably should shut the hell up.
Right. 100%. I couldn't agree more, man. But of course, we'll have more to talk about this because, of course, it comes out in June. So we'll continue to talk about it as more information gets revealed. Let's jump into the last piece of news, and it's really quick. It's a good piece of news, you know what I mean? So we talk about negative and positive going on in the industry. Capcom, as you guys know, they announced Street Fighter 6 will be out. They're doing well. The Resident Evil games, they always sell. All the Capcom games, to be honest, always sells. Well, they're giving that back to some of their employees. Employees almost across the board. They haven't, exactly said which titles, every single title, whatever. But they said it's a large scale. You know what I mean? They're seeing their salaries increase by 30%. You know what I mean? I just think that's dope. I mean, not a lot of times we see that news. It's always pay cuts and budget cuts, and we had to let him go and whatever. But it's just dope to see that, you know, if they making money, they kick it back to those who helped them make money. You know what I mean? Instead of just, oh, the CEO got a raise or the CEO did that. Like, nah, 30% off of a large company like Capcom, what that can do for the average worker, you know what I mean? In terms of a 30% increase, that's a big deal. You know what I mean? Like, and I think it's dope. You know what I mean? I really, really do.
Shit.
What's your thoughts on that?
Shit. Me, what I would do from as a fan of the franchise, both of us actually, and in the audience, really keep your eye on what happens after this, like the releases after this. See how much better the quality of games is gonna be based off of that one move right there. That's, first of all, that's incredible. I'm sure they is gonna be shelling out a ton of cash with 30% raises for people. Like, that is crazy.
Right.
Companies don't typically do that. So that's dope. Congratulations to everybody that worked at Capcom for years, that is seeing that, and that's you know, that's going to change a lot of people's lives for their family. That's really dope. I saw Michael Jackson in Street Fighter V the other day. I don't know if that was true, but that joint is crazy that they just added Mike in there. Street Fighter 6 probably gonna have some crazy characters too.
I think so. Yeah, I think so. Actually, I did hear about that. Actually, but yeah. I just want to say shout out. I just say shout out to Capcom though, because that's dope. Because like and like again, the money don't matter as long as it's going up, right, and not going down. So like whether you're making 30 grand, I think that would be what, 9 grand, a bonus. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's
if you're making 50, that's 15 grand. So you see what I'm saying? Like this is stuff that can really help folks who might be struggling or whatever. So like, and of course,
that's putting
I just think it's
in a
dope.
Different tax bracket.
Right. So shout out to Capcom. But that's all we got for industry news. Let's hop on over into topics. And I will kick it off this time. The Nintendo original headquarters, and I believe it's in Kyoto, Japan. It is now converted into a hotel, which I think is dope. You know what I mean? Obviously, us being gamers, it'd be dope to get over to Japan. My brother, he went to Japan. He said it was dope. And I was jealous of that because obviously being a gamer, I definitely want to go. Not just for games. I do know about some of the cultural stuff over there, but if you are a gamer, especially a Nintendo fan, Sony fan, obviously that's home for those companies. So I think that's dope. Yeah, man, I just wanted to get your thoughts on that. Like, they literally turned it into a hotel. They kept everything just about the same of how it looked when they was really just getting started with it. Is this something you would go to? Would you stay here? What's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, isn't Kyoto where the Mario Kart thing is at too?
Yep.
That's crazy. So yeah, I would, first of all, I would stay because one is a piece of history, man. This is where Nintendo.
Yes.
You said this is where Nintendo started. Why would you not want to be able to sleep and just walk through? I wouldn't care if I stayed there, but I would definitely visit to see, what it looked like. What, just to be a part of history. I'm into that kind of stuff. Museums, art. That's me. I like art.
Right.
So to me, this is art. I would love to see what it looked like on the inside, just on that kind of tip. I don't even have to stay, but staying would just be a plus. It's in Kyoto, Japan, which have a ton of fun things to do. They got theme parks all over that place, if I'm not mistaken. I think that's the area I think it is. And yeah, absolutely. I think that's dope. I think we should start doing stuff like this, man. Like, just doing odd things and just making our world the way we want to kind of see it, and stop living for cash and just live for the fun of things, man, and the beauty of things, And I think that's what Kyoto, Japan does really well as a city.
Like, it's dope. Like, it's literally the house that Mario built, right? Like, as they say.
Facts.
So, like, it's just dope to be, as you said, to have that piece of history. And bro, like, that's a trip of a lifetime. You know what I mean? And like you said, there's other things to do there too. It's not just you're going there to see that. once you step outside, I know about maybe 5 or 6 people who specifically went to Kyoto and they had nothing but great things to say. And there's some tech over there too that we may not have seen if not for the internet. You know what I mean? In terms of just cool things to see.
That's what I'm saying.
So with that said, shout out to that. I definitely want to go, man. It's on the bucket list now. As soon as I saw it, I was like, okay. I saw like the video and I was like, yo, nah, this is dope. But with that said, let's jump over into your topic, bro.
Once I get over my fear of flying, I'll absolutely take a trip that far out. I can't be on a plane that far.
Nah, I got you.
But my topic is about Ghost Recon Breakpoint. For all my people that play that game still to this day, they will be receiving no more new content from this day on. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
They announced that they'll be ending their content with I think they was doing updates for like 2 years on the game, continuous updates and all of that. They said that they used these last. I'm gonna read the specific code. I don't want to try to summarize it.
Okay.
This is coming directly from the team. They said the last 4 months marked the release of our final piece of content, the brand new Operation Motherland mode. So 4 months ago was last year. Tons of new items, including the 20th anniversary iconic outfits and quartz items for Ghost Recon Breakpoint. Ubisoft said in a statement on Twitter, "We will continue to maintain service for both Ghost Recon Wildlands and Ghost Recon Breakpoint, and we truly hope you will continue to enjoy the game and have fun playing in solo or co-op with your friends." So they keeping everything open to play. They just not dropping anything new for it. So if you still enjoy playing it or you want to play it and enjoy the content that they have now, you can go ahead and do that with your friends online too if you want still. But just don't think that they're going to update it or do anything new. So whatever bugs you got is going to stay there.
Right. All right.
What you think about that, brother?
My thoughts on that, man, is pretty simple. Like, I think it's dope that they kept it because let's be honest, they could have killed it both. They could have killed it. You know what I mean? They could have hit the kill switch on it. I do think it's dope. I love the Wildlands, man. Like, I thought Wildlands was incredible. Me Breakpoint, too. I didn't get into Breakpoint. I forgot what game came out around the time of Breakpoint, but I know I missed Breakpoint. I did go back and play it, and I do like it. Something like that. Like, I wish I would have put more time into it, to be honest. But it's dope that I can still go back and play. You know what I mean? Whether it's solo or with friends. So, like, I like being able to go back and play certain games and not have to rely on online or new content or whatever like that. So I do think that's dope because I feel like sometimes they would have just killed it, right? Ain't nobody playing it, but you don't know who's gonna go back. There's people who still to this day buy Rainbow Six Vegas 2 and play it, even though it came out on the 360. You know what I mean? But because it's there and it's on Game Pass, people will still play it. So I think it's dope that they did that. Of course, Ubisoft, I think they got something in the works now. Tomb Raider is a thing. It's going to be on the Unreal Engine. That got announced today. Yeah,
that just dropped today. Unreal Engine 5.
So I can't wait to. But like they got something in the works. So I think
Matrix is coming out.
Yep. Yeah, I was going to say the same thing. That's exactly where I was going. So we know Matrix. There's talk about them possibly working on a John Wick game. So I'm like, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I'm just like, they gearing up, man.
I'm waiting for Matrix, bro. Like, just driving in the car, walking around, look crazy. I can't wait. I can't wait for that game. I hope they change up the shooting in the car a little bit. But like, I can't wait to see what they do as far as like the gunplay and all that other stuff on a regular, not just the dynamic scenes.
Nah, I feel you, man. Like, I don't know, man. I do think it's dope because now that gives me a chance to go back and play Breakpoint. I actually heard good things about it. I know it didn't sell as much as they wanted it to. Like, it didn't touch the sales of Wildlands, but I do think they came out relatively close. You know what I mean? Which is a game, which is a problem that Tom Clancy games have sometimes. You know what I mean? They come out too close to each other, so you might still be playing Wildlands, and then a new one drop. You're like, I'm kind of not done with this one though. You know what I mean?
They need to chill with that crunch over there, man. They're exposing themselves, dropping shit 6 months apart. We know what y'all doing over there, working them dudes to death.
But yo, that's all we got for topics. Let's jump right over into one gotta go, a game versus. and it's my week, and I'm trying to make this into a nightmare for Tsunamic Wave. So with that said, we're going.
That's crazy. I knew it. I knew the smirk was for something. Yeah.
Oh man, so I was kind of petty for last week. If you guys go back and check out the the GoldenEye one we did last week, but he made me do GoldenEye or Melee. So with that said, we're gonna do
why is you laughing so hard?
We're gonna do one gotta go. All right, I'm calling this the one gotta go Tsunamic Wave edition. So Elden Ring,
yeah,
Apex.
Yeah, you was a jerk, son. Yeah, what's the
Street Fighter 2 or Halo 3.
Yo, you was an ass for this, man.
Yo, I told you I was gonna get you back, yo.
All right, so damn, son. All right, so I'm just Elden. Damn, son. Why you do this to your boy? Elden Ring can't go. I'm enjoying that game too much right now. Like that game's super dope. I can't get that away. Apex can't go either. For this, wait, no, damn. Yeah, Apex is still on the bubble. You said Street Fighter 2, Halo.
Yep, those are the two.
All right, Street Fighter 2. Street Fighter 2 could stay. Street Fighter 2 could stay. Elden Ring could stay. Street Fighter 2 is nostalgia all the way. I know I'm not saying that right. I'm
so okay, so
so is the Halo 3.
Yep,
and Apex.
You put in a lot of time on Apex. That's why I put that in there. You know what I mean?
That's why it's so hard, because like I put a lot of time on Halo 2.
Right, yeah, of course.
Halo 3 is a classic game. Apex is a classic game. All right, man. You know what? Halo, I love you to death, but Infinite is the superior.
Okay. That's
so
fair.
That's fair. I had to take Apex at the moment, because as far as that style of game, there's nothing better at the moment. Halo 3, I love the game to death. It was hard to do that, but I only did it because I was able to say, we got Infinite, and that was what we wanted.
Right.
That's as fair. Far as a Halo game, all the other ones was trash, in my opinion, after 3. I know people gonna hate me for saying that, and they got their favorites that they like after. I don't care. I thought they was trash, all of them.
Right.
And so yeah, I'm gonna get you back. I'm gonna get you, sucker.
Oh man, yo, that's all we got for this week's show. Of course, appreciate all the love and support. As we continue on this journey, be on the lookout for some more content from us. The schedule's just getting busy and busy this year, you know what I mean? So of course, we will stay on top of it, and we'll continue to do the top 10s. We're going to continue to do the deep dives, just getting into it. Like I said, we're gearing back up. I don't know if you guys know or not, but February, March seem to be, not dead months in terms of gaming, but slower months. April is when it usually picks up. This year, it happened to be a busy month in terms of March with Kirby and the wrestling game and stuff like that. And then now MLB The Show is out. Lego Star Wars drop. That's heavily anticipated. It drops today, actually. So we'll see how that game is. But as always, anything you guys need to find us, you hit us up on past6pod.com. That will take you to our Facebook, Instagram. If you want to message us, take you to Tsunamic Wave stream. Basically, if you want to get in touch or chat with us, past6pod.com will take you wherever you need to go. With that said, I'm Jay Brown, Tsunamic Wave. Take it away.
Hey, yo, we appreciate the support, man. Just keep on helping us push as we strive to be better at this. We enjoying what we talking about. We enjoying the games.
Yes.
As you can see, I feel like we getting better. I hope we getting better in your eyes as well, because we put more passion into what we talk about in these games. And, hopefully some of the things we talk about, we could discuss on more of an open forum. You know what I mean? Like our Facebook, which you could reach through the website, or our Twitter, or anything else, any social media that you could think of. We have it. You could come through and engage with us. Talk to us about the show. Let us know what you think. Give us some feedback, criticism, some grows, some glows. If you don't know what that means, I don't know what to tell you. We appreciate it all. Enjoy your night. Peace and love.
We out. Peace.
Peace.